I'm about to tell you how to maximize your stock market gains in just 5 minutes. This could be the video that finally sets you on that path to reach financial freedom. You need to immediately take advantage of this surprisingly legal life hack because even waiting just 1 year could cost you thousands and thousands of dollars down the road. Let's do it. What's going on, everybody, my financial independence advocates and my amazing new viewers? Today, we're going to be talking about possibly one of the best investing tools ever invented, and that would be the Roth IRA. Get this, all of your gains made from investments in the Roth IRA are completely tax-free, thus maximizing your room for profit. It's a tool that I've been using for nearly a year and a half now, and I wanted to share all of its magic with you. Here's how we're breaking this video down. First, what is a Roth IRA? Second, we collectively smash that like button at the same time and then subscribe. Then the actual second part, step-by-step examples on how a Roth IRA works. And within this example, I'm going to be sprinkling in some of the insane benefits from Roth IRAs, as well as a couple of restrictions. Part 3 of this video is going to be why you need to open or switch to a Roth IRA right now. Finally, part 4, how to get started in just 5 minutes. We'll tee off with first, what is a Roth IRA? Well, an IRA simply stands for an individual retirement account. And it's like a checking account or a savings account, but most like a brokerage account because it's often where you'll make investments, very often in the stock market. Just gonna add some light right here. In the simplest of terms, a Roth IRA is where your investments can grow tax-free. Whatever gains you make from your investments, when you cash them out, they're 100% wholly yours. Now, obviously, there's gonna be some rules and restrictions along the way, otherwise this would just be too good to be true. So before I explain why now might be the best time to open a Roth IRA, we're gonna walk through a digestible example. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for flying Air Matthew, where our slogan is the only airlines to win business, you have no other choice. We are approaching our second destination for today's video, which is the digestible example. Please stow away all traditional IRAs. We will be coming down the aisle with some Roth IRAs. Local time is saved money o'clock, and that is the end of this bid. Thank you. The reason why you're able to grow your money in a Roth IRA tax-free is because, well, it's a retirement account and you're using what's called post-tax money. Here is a picture of your paycheck. A Roth IRA uses post-tax money or after-tax money, which is how much you make after taxes are deducted from your paycheck. Now that you have your post-tax money, here comes the first rule of a Roth IRA. If you're under the age of 50, you can only contribute up to $6,000 every year to your Roth IRA account. If you're over the age of 50, then you can contribute $7,000 per year. But we're gonna follow up that rule with the first benefit, which is after you put in these post-tax contributions, they can all grow tax-free. So let's do a quick mini example within our digestible example. So with this mini example, let's say you contribute $6,000. That $6,000 grows to $10,000. Now with a normal brokerage account, you would have to pay tax on that $4,000 gain. But with a Roth IRA, all 100% of that $4,000 is 100% yours. But here's the catch and rule number 2. You cannot withdraw your earnings or profits in your Roth IRA before the age of 59 and a half. Otherwise, you will be charged a 10% early withdrawal fee and tax on top of that, which would pretty much defeat the whole purpose of this Roth IRA. Like, this would be the purpose, and this would be you destroying the purpose with your early withdrawals, so don't do it, please. Now, it makes sense why this rule is in place because after all, this is a retirement account. But rather than looking at it as a downside, I see it as all the more reason to start your Roth IRA young. Because although it will be a long wait, this penalty almost forces you to take advantage of your financial superpower. Yeah, this gets better. Compound interest. Mind-blowing example. Let's run a scenario with our super dandy compound interest calculator. Even if you only contribute $1,000 every year starting at the age of 18, this says 41 because 18 plus 41 is 49 years old, and we're saying you turn 50 years old, but you don't contribute another $1,000 and let it appreciate yet. So that's why it's 41, not 42.
What?
Okay, back to the example. By the time you're 50 years old, your account will be worth $245,654 and a cool 91 cents. Let's just check out how our little pal compound interest did in this example. So $1,000 every 41 year, $1,000 every year for 41 years. That's $41,000 in total principal, or $41,000 out of your pocket. This grew to be $204,654.91, which means that minus $41,000 is $163,654.91 in gains that is tax free. It's all yours. Now let's get crazy. If you were to max out your annual contribution for $6,000 every year, starting at the age 18 until you reach the age of 50, with an assumed 7% average return on the market, that would yield $1,473,929.46. Congratulations, you're officially a millionaire. But check this out, they're real sneaky here, guys. If you do this exact same thing and max it out every year, but instead of starting at 18, you start at 19, so you miss 1 year. Assuming a 7% return on market, this is your new total. So it's true, the difference of 1 year, the difference between starting at 18 versus 19 is a difference of over $100,000 in tax-free gains. Even waiting just 1 year could cost you thousands and thousands of dollars down the road. I warned you. And keep in mind, the numbers we just ran only account to when you turn 50 years old. We haven't even accounted for the compound interest for the last 9.5 years. And we haven't accounted for the fact that your maximum contribution increases to $7,000. The point is, start now. No matter how old you are, start as soon as you can. I hope your mind is blown. In fact, if you're now thinking about opening your own Roth IRA, first of all, good job. Second of all, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear it. And if you already have one, let me know in the comments below because I'd love to hear it. So you know what post-tax income is, you know about the tax-free gains, you know part of why it's important to start early because of compound interest, but what if you want to withdraw money? Well, another huge advantage with Roth IRAs, actually our third benefit of this video, is that you can withdraw your principal at any time with no taxes, no penalties, nothing. Your principal is the amount of money you contributed out of pocket. It does not include your gains. It's just what you've put in there yourself. So in other words, if you invested that $6,000 limit and it grew to $10,000, you can then withdraw that $6,000 free of charge. However, I strongly recommend against taking money out of your Roth IRA for three main reasons. One, your compound interest, as we discussed earlier, is on a powerful steamrolling path, and taking money out is like taking fuel out of the gas tank. Second, once you take money out of your Roth IRA, it's out. You can't take out $1,000 and decide, oh, I want to put that $1,000 back in. And the third reason why I would not withdraw invested money in really any case, no matter what account it's in, is because of a concept I read about in either Rich Dad Poor Dad or Money Master the Game, where it explains that an invested dollar is like an employee, and this employee works 24/7 in the background for you for free with no complaints, and if invested in, say, a market-wide ETF, can generate a return of 7% per year on average. Why would you want to get rid of that employee by withdrawing it from your investments? Now we've gone over pretty much everything that has to do with opening and working a Roth IRA, but what we haven't covered yet in this video is part 3, which is the 3 reasons why you need to open a Roth IRA right now. Now, these first 2 reasons are important regardless of whether or not we are living in the world of the Rona or regardless of what the market is doing. First, we know from the example that starting young means your compound interest will be much more powerful and yield much more money. So that's easy. That's number 1. Number 2 is tax brackets. Now, I'm no professional, I'm no financial advisor, so take this with a grain of salt. Yes, that was a salt pun. Like and subscribe. You know you want to. Generally speaking, if you're younger, then you're probably in a lower tax bracket just because of the jobs that you're working at that time. i.e., when you worked your first summer camp job, you were probably taxed about 10%. But if you're killing the game later in life, you'll probably be put in a tax bracket of maybe, say, 33%. And yeah, that's great because that means you're making the money. But a higher tax bracket means you're keeping a smaller percentage of your paycheck with which you can contribute to your Roth IRA. So if you expect your income bracket to rise or increase or level up in the future, open your Roth IRA right now, please. That's why I decided to put about 80% of my summer job as a waiter into my Roth IRA, because I was only getting taxed about 10%. If you're putting your money into a traditional Roth IRA while you're in a low tax bracket, that just means you're costing yourself money. You're foregoing a 10% tax only later to pay a higher tax if by then you're making more money, if that makes sense. But not only does the timing of your job and career matter, so does the timing of the market. And this is where we get a little more specific as to why right now in the world of the Rona is the best time to open your Roth IRA. Reason number 3, recession gains. As I'm recording this, there is a looming recession, and no one would ever want a recession, but it is well documented that many people have made fortunes by investing at or around the bottom of a recession and riding that wave back up as we recover. Just recently, if you had invested in the S&P 500 ETF SPY at its recent bottom and held until now, you would have already made almost a 30% gain. Well, why not make these insane market crash gains tax-free? Now, if you're watching this after the recession or there's no longer a recession in sight, my points above are still valid. So I would open a Roth IRA ASAP. Before we get into this one, I just want to make it really clear, I'm not being compensated at all for telling you guys to go open a Roth IRA. I'm just really excited about Roth IRAs. I think they're an incredible life hack that everyone should take advantage of, and it's really important to start early because as you saw, 1 year can make a huge difference. So yeah, I just wanted to put that in there because I always want to be transparent with all of y'all. So you can get started with pretty much a lot of the big brokers like Charles Schwab, Vanguard, Fidelity, and personally I have my Roth IRA with Fidelity and it's been very smooth sailing. The whole process only takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes, which means it only takes 5 to 10 minutes to not have to pay taxes on a huge part of your investments for the rest of your life. In terms of opportunity cost, I think that is pretty solid. What I personally would then do next, and this is not what you have to do at all, it's just what I do, is throw that money into an index that tracks the overall market because that'll generally give you about a 7% annual return, and just set it and forget it. Just let it ride. What I really do with my Roth IRA is I throw some into the SPY S&P 500 ETF, and then I throw about half of it into individual stocks because those offer higher upside potential. And I think I'm younger, so I can maybe risk a little bit more. But that's the other thing, these contributions are final. You can't just put in $6,000, then lose it, and then try and put in another $6,000 for that same year. You only get one shot. So get off this video. Go find a broker and change your life right now. A YouTuber is telling you to leave his video and kill his watch time. Actually, no. Before you do that, if you found value in this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. Leave a comment down below because I love hearing from you guys. Follow me on Instagram because sometimes I'll put in some of my positions from my brokerage account and my Roth IRA on my stories. As always, we'll check out this light. That's kind of cool. As always, we'll end with the quote of the day. One of the first rules of science is if someone delivers a secret weapon to you, you better use it. That's from Herbert A. Simon, who I believe is an American economist, so not sure why he's talking about science. I really have no clue what the context of this quote is, but the way I interpret it is finance is like the science of making money, right? So this secret weapon is the Roth IRA, okay? It's a little cheesy, but I thought it worked well. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching all the way through. Like, subscribe, notifications, all that good stuff. Follow me on IG. I'm running out of breath. Thank you very much. See you in the next one. Peace.